It's Week 16 of the NFL.
And we have Amon-Ra St. Brown on center stage. Always staying busy, he's your league leader in receiving yards.
It's the Lions and the Giants coming up next.
Thank you to Trey Mosley for the introduction. We are indeed excited to welcome you to another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. And thanks for having us in. Mike Tirico and Greg Olsen with you. Buckle up, partner. I think this is going to be an aerial show. Both of these teams giving us the hint that the ball's going to be in the air a lot in this one.
Oh, no question. I think both teams were very clear in our weekly meetings that that was going to be the plan. And what we see right now in today's modern football, Mike, is the direct correlation between explosive plays, in this case, two teams that rely on those explosives coming in the passing game, and the direct ability to score points. At the end of the day, this is who can score the most points. And if you want to score points today, it's going to become by throwing the ball deep downfield as often as you can.
And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. So that Detroit offense taking the field for the first time. Number 1 overall pick in 2016 leads him out, Greg. It's quarterback Jared Goff.
When we sat down with him earlier in the week, Mike, as you would imagine, he wasn't exactly thrilled when we brought up the fact that he had 4 interceptions in last week's game. You could tell it was still on the top of his mind. He was still working to put it behind him. I think my biggest takeaway was just how excited he was to get back on the field and have a fresh start. And I think we want to see him get off to a fast start here early, get some easy completions, put last week behind him. If he can move forward and he can play to the level he's capable of, I think they're going to have a lot more success here in this one today.
They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Out of the shotgun, it's Goff. And he just does get that one away. He was being chased down, forced the awkward throw. And maybe he's fortunate that all it is an incompletion. Here now, 3rd and 5. From the gun, it's Goff. Left side into the hands of Hopkins. He's going to have the first down. So they convert on 3rd down with a pickup of 9.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
And nothing on that one, back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
Mike, I have to be honest, when offenses come up with run-play designs, blocking the corner is not really a big priority. But in this case, great job not only forcing it on the outside, but defeating the block, coming up and making the tackle, and keeping it to no gain.
And they'll have it across midfield, down at the opposing 46-yard line.
The goal of every offense, Mike, is to find a way to establish a balance between the run and the pass. With some success here early on the ground, will open up things as the game unfolds for the quarterback in this passing
game. 2nd down and 8. They move Laporta, sending him in motion. On play action, Goff. They go sideline, and he stays in bounds. Got the feet down in time. It's a 1st down.
And this is what you can do when you have one of the best receivers in the game. You understand that even if the coverage is not perfect for the play call, sometimes it's just as simple as, my guy is better than your guy, and we're going to just keep giving him a chance.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Goff gives it to Gibbs. Not much happening there, just a short gain. Here's 2nd and 9. Throwing here is Goff. Under pressure, and down he goes. They got him.
If you're going to take a sack, you just can't add to it by taking such a massive loss on top of it. Understand when the pocket breaks down, move up, cut your losses. Now, not only do you lose that...
Oh, got him again the second time with a sack on this opening drive. So, on fourth down, the Lions bring on Michael Badgley for the field goal. The kick is perfect, right down the middle. And the Lions are out to an early 3-0 lead.
And that's a good drive right out of the gate. They're able to make some plays, move the ball down the field. I know they didn't get a touchdown, but that is a good, positive result.
For the return, it's Keyshawn Nixon. Now an opening past the 30. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. The Giants offense making their way out for the first time. They're led by the former first-round pick out of Duke, quarterback Daniel Jones.
I think when you go back and watch the film for last week, Mike, he just looked indecisive. He didn't look like he was very comfortable operating within this system, and it led to a combination of poor throws and, frankly, a lot of bad decisions. I think he needs to stop just locking in on one guy. Let the offense unfold. Trust what the play caller and the game plan have established. I think if he can just operate the offense and not feel like it's all on his shoulders to create everything, I think it'll allow him to just take a little bit of a deep breath, let the game come to him, and have a lot more success than he did last week.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. The run here with Devin Singletary. He'll take this down to the 47. Khalil Mack, multiple-time All-Pro there on the tackle. Second and 7. They'll motion their tight end Johnson. Side, it's caught. He is in. Touchdown, Giants. It's his 3rd touchdown on the year. What a catch and run by the tight end as he takes it into the end zone and finishes the play. Greg, you know what that's like. Tight end touchdown.
Mike, so often the tight ends are considered to be the possession guys, right? They're the guy you throw it to when you need an easy catch, you need a reliable target. But not this guy. He is a downfield weapon, and he just showed you right there what he's capable of.
And this one is blocked. Oh, big hole left side to the 20. And he's going to take this one back all the way. Disastrous. The block extra point leads to 2 for the defense instead of 1 for the offense. After the touchdown, it's Groupie to kick this one away. Here's Williams on the return. Oh, he's got room past the 30. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. On the ground to start, they give it to Gibbs. And he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards. Here's a 2nd and 6. They move Laporta, sending him in motion. Once again, it's Gibbs. And he'll weave his way down close to that 1st down. Going to come up just a little shy. It's going to be 3rd down and short. try and run it here with Montgomery. Oh, the defense meets him in the backfield. They stopped him dead in his tracks and set up fourth down.
The idea here for this offense is you're not really thinking necessarily touchdown. You're thinking first down. Let's get a fresh set of downs here and reset. But in this case, they suffer a loss, and it brings up fourth down.
Early big play here. They're going to go for it on fourth down. They move Laporta, sending him in motion. They'll go for it. Here's Goff. He'll get this one complete to St. Brown.
There's no doubting the fact, Mike, they've made a clear point in saying we need to get this guy the ball as often as possible. And so far, they've had great success when they have gotten him the ball. I think defensively at some point, you've got to find a way to get this duo out of this rhythm or they're going to be in for a long game.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. They'll bring St. Brown in motion. They hand it to Gibbs. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, his offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass. Unmask the defense and understand where to take the play calling as the game unfolds.
Good blocking to the 15. The speed on display. He's in. Jahmyr Gibbs. Touchdown, Lions. Big play out of the running game as the back accelerates all the way to the house for the rushing touchdown.
And Mike, when we talk about burst, that's what we're talking about. And they told us all week, be ready for this guy. He's got something special to him. And that long touchdown there is exactly what they're talking about.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Here's Nixon on the return. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. The Giants offense running back Devin Singletary back on the field. And we show you the NFL leaders in rushing touchdowns. As you can see, he's right up there among the best in the league. They'll give it to Singletary to begin this drive. And a pickup of 3 or maybe 4. Alex Anzalone in for the tackle. Here's 2nd and 6. They'll motion their tight end Johnson. From the gun, it's Jones. And that one knocked away. It's incomplete.
There's a saying on defense, Mike, tips and overthrows, you've got to get those. Those got to turn into interceptions. So if you're the offense here, after you saw that ball batted in the air, man, I can promise you it felt like a life.
The pressure gets there, and down he goes. A sack. On 4th down, Daniel Whelan is on to punt. No return forthcoming. It's a touchback and will come out to the 20-yard line. Jahmyr Gibbs and the Detroit offense set to take over again. And he's been a huge factor in the passing game all season long. In fact, he leads all NFL running backs in receiving yards. On 1st down, it's Goff. Oh, in trouble. Down he goes.
If there's any silver lining for this drive, Mike, it's the fact that at least this sack occurred on an early down. So I guess technically they have a chance to claw themselves out of this hole, but that's the third sack of the game. This defense doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
3rd and long. Goff. And that is incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
Oh, no fair catch, and he pays the price. Big shot to make sure this return didn't even get started. Here's the Giants offense now. They get set to take over once more. The deficit, 6 points. A touchdown here would be mighty nice for the offense. See what they can do on this drive. 1st and 10. Kadarius Toney, the intended target for that one. And it'll bring up 2nd down. Working from the gun, it's Jones. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up 3rd down. Shotgun now for Jones. Oh, and that one is intercepted by Stephon Gilmore. And he is going to bring this one back. A DB's dream. A pick 6 for touchdown. Nothing the defense loves more, Greg, than the opportunity to not only stop a team, but turn them back around the other way. A touchdown on the pick 6.
Yeah, the defense just loves getting their hands on the ball when they can, Mike, but it is extra special when they're able to capitalize and take it all the way back for 6.
These are the ones that rip your heart out on the offensive side. Badgley's extra point is good. And the Lions add on one more as they extend their 2nd quarter lead. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Here's Nixon on the return. A good return as he takes it across the 30. The Giants offense about ready to take over once more. The deficit is double digits, so work to do as they begin this drive with 1st and 10. Toney, the man in motion. On play action, it's Jones. Open man is Kadarius Toney, the former Giant.
The quick passing game in the NFL, Mike, is so dependent on yards after the catch. You got to generate space with the scheme, and then it's up to the receiver to do the rest. In this case, nice job defensively, because this guy couldn't even get back to the original line of scrimmage.
Jones. Quick throw, pulled in by Toney. And it'll be taken down after a gain of 9 and 3rd down. Coming up. They'll try and run for the 1st with Singletary. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
You want to see linebackers play downhill, Mike, meaning there's not a lot of side-to-side pursuit. They're attacking the line of scrimmage, attacking the ball carrier. That's exactly what we saw out of this guy here. He's able to make the stop at the line of scrimmage and keep it to no gain.
And that is good coverage by the punt team as they meet him and bring him down. The Lions offense, Jahmyr Gibbs, set to get back on the field. As we get a look at the league leaders in receiving touchdowns by a running back, he sets the pace here as we get to the latter stages of the season. They'll start this one on the ground with Gibbs. And he finds some space, tackled after a gain of 7 on first down.
And you talk about a guy who's been running with a purpose here in the first half, Mike. I mean, not only hitting the holes and accelerating through them, but as the numbers telling you, he might be on his way to a big, big ball game.
Throwing on second down, Goff. That's thrown right side, but incomplete. The tight end, Sam Laporta, the intended receiver. And it's going to be third down. Now, Goff. And that is incomplete.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming, and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
Oh, hello. He is stopped in his tracks on that one. They made sure that return was not going any farther. The Giants offense ready to take over possession of the football. They'll begin with 1st and 10. That is caught. It's Robinson. It's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8. 2 minutes remain here in this first half. Greg and I back from Ford Field in Detroit in a moment. We'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. Back to throw is Jones. Off balance throw. It's complete. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down. Again, it's Jones. That's to Robinson. He's got it. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up third down. Again, they'll throw with Jones. And that is incomplete.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. He's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
The Lions offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And he's been a tough man to stop in this first half, putting up some big numbers already. And remember, we haven't even reached halftime yet. Goff going to throw here on 1st and 10. That'll be caught. It's Jahmyr Gibbs. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. Here's Goff. To the right side, that's St. Brown. And he's got it to the 35-yard line. Now Detroit's going to use their second timeout as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining here in half number 1. Goff to throw on 1st down. Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him.
Having a dominant pass rush so often translates to wins. But that's hardly been the case here, Mike, and they're able to add another sack to their total before half, and that's great. But somehow they still find themselves trailing, and that's the only thing that matters.
Here's the 3rd and final timeout for the Lions. And it'll come with 15 seconds to play in this first half. A tough spot here. 3rd and long. Out of the shotgun, it's Goff. Now he'll air one out. That is brought in. And he will score. Jahmyr Gibbs. Touchdown, Detroit. His 2nd touchdown of this first half.
That is just a complete disaster. I mean, we're in the final seconds of the first half, Mike, and you give up a huge explosive play that results in a touchdown. No matter what you've done all half, it completely changes the game.
Here's Badgley for the extra point. He's got it. And the Lions are able to extend the lead.
Michael Beasley to kick off for the Lions.
7 seconds, all that remains, till halftime. And the kick is away. Here's Nixon on the return. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. And they'll elect not to run another play. Instead, just take a knee and take this on into the locker room. So we've reached halftime here at Ford Field, and the Lions have the lead. As we'll get you down to Orlando now, that's where the coach is, Jonathan Coachman, and our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. More from you and Greg in a moment. But first, time for a look around the NFL to see what's going on here and what's already been an eventful afternoon of football. We'll start up at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, where it was the visiting Patriots come in and get the victory on the road. Ramondre Stevenson, a touchdown run in the victory. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And things didn't work out for him as they fall to the visiting Philadelphia Eagles. Saquon Barkley, a touchdown run in the victory. Finally, let's get to the country music capital of the world. See what's happening with the Titans at home in Nashville. And they were winners in that one as they defeat the visiting Seattle Seahawks. Calvin Ridley, well over 100 yards receiving and a touchdown catch as well. In the first half, it was the Alabama man, Jahmyr Gibbs, who had it cooking. He found the end zone twice, once on the ground and once in the passing game, as he proved he's anything but a one-dimensional running back. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly. Both these teams running through their final adjustments. It's time for the second half. And for the call, let's get it back out to Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Coach, thank you. Back here on EA Sports as we count down to the kickoff of the second half. Here's Nixon on the return. Oh, nice return, but he takes a big shot at the end of it. The Giants offense looking to get back to work as we begin this third quarter. They are in need of points in a big way as they set out on 1st and 10. They'll motion their tight end Johnson. Throw on the run is complete. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. To throw, it's Jones. That pass caught right side by Tony. He is knocked down hard. Wow, they stopped him in his tracks, but he does have enough to pick up the first down. Singletary now on 1st and 10. And he'll be brought down 45. DeMarcus Lawrence there on the stop. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Again, it's Singletary. And their woes in the running game continue. He's going to be taken down behind the line.
Great job by that linebacker timing his blitz. He didn't give any indication to the offense that he was coming, and he's able to get through that hole and take the ball carrier down for a loss.
In trouble, and he's going to be taken down.
There's still a long way to go here, but in the second half, when you can defend this lead, man, pass rushers come to play. This is where you can close it out, pin your ears back, go get the quarterback, and after that last sack bringing up 4th down, this offense has to decide, is this a risk they're willing to take by staying on the field?
And some nifty running on the return. Picked up some good yardage before he was taken down. The Lions offense and their running back set to go once more. And you look at his numbers as a pass catcher in this one. They've lined him up in different spots, shifted him around, and they've made him a real weapon in the passing game. On the handoff, this is Gibbs. He'll push ahead to the 21. Brian Burns comes off the edge to make the play.
It's 2nd and 8.
They'll go play action with Goff. And this ball batted away and incomplete. Amon-Ra St. Brown, the receiver he was trying to target. And 3rd down coming up.
And 8 yards to go.
From the gun, it's Goff. Down the field, he's got St. Brown. A gain of 24 through the air. 1st down, Detroit.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
They move Laporta, sending him in motion. On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. And he'll get forward for a couple. That's Bobby Okereke there for the stop.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
On 2nd down, it's Gibbs. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. That was Jordan Hicks who got him down.
Gain of 4 brings up 3rd.
Here's a 3rd down and 4. Throwing here is Goff. Here's a screen set up for Gibbs. That screen goes for 12, and that's a 1st down.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. Throwing, Goff. That's caught right side. It's Hopkins. And he's going to be run out after a gain of about 6, but that'll be good enough for a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Here's a handoff to Gibbs. What more could you ask for on 1st down? Nice run of 8, setting up 2nd and short. And his fine afternoon on the ground continues. The last run going to put him up over 100 yards for this one. Here's 2nd and 2. Straight ahead with Gibbs. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
We've seen this back have his way with this defense all game long, Mike. He's up over 100 yards for the game, but this time the defense said, we've had enough. They sold out to stop him. They hold him to no gain.
And the Lions are going to be set up with a 1st and goal as strong running takes them down to the 9.
Nothing real fancy about this call here, Mike, right? This 3rd and short, just get the ball to your running back, make sure he has enough space to pick up the 1st down, and they're able to convert.
Marked down at the 6.
The tackle made at the 6-yard line. A gain of 3 brings up 2nd and
2nd and goal.
goal.
Goff to throw. That's hauled in at the 2. And it'll be brought down as we tick towards the end of this 3rd quarter. So we'll take it to the other end as we are through 3. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They were stopped on 2nd down, now 3rd and goal from the 1. They'll run with Gibbs. And he will not get in. The defense standing their ground, pushing him back, and it sets up 4th and goal. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Lions will add to their lead here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, he does a nice job handling that kick there, but I think offensively, you come back to the sideline and you're thinking, we have to find a way to finish these drives. I mean, to be in 1st and goal and settle for 3, that can be very deflating for an offense settling for too many field goals.
He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. The visitors' offense ready to take over as we check out the playoff race in the NFC. And things starting to take shape here. 3 weeks left of the regular season. Teams making that final push for postseason berths. Oh, he did all he could to get away, but they're going to catch up to him. It is a big loss.
They just have to be better on 1st down. They've got to find a way to continue to operate ahead of the sticks, and I don't mind throwing it on 1st down. That is the best down in football to attempt to pass, but if they don't protect the passer, none of it's going to matter.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Working from the gun, it's Jones. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebackers, and a lot of times they're too big for defensive backs. This pitch and catch may have looked routine, but I promise you, Mike, these types of anticipatory throws, especially outside the numbers, they don't occur without countless reps, oftentimes when nobody's even watching.
That's taken into space at the 45.
Hey, let's go get one.
And he's going to have the Giants 1st down. They convert in style. Huge play on 4th and long. Tony, the man in motion. Jones to the air again. Open man is Robinson. An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. Shotgun now for Jones. That's to the sideline. He's got Neighbors.
Offensively, landing a lot of body blows on this drive, Mike. Just the ability to steadily march the ball downfield and remain so efficient, both run and pass. As they continue to wear this defense out, they have to find a way to end this drive with points. Anything short of that will be a bit of a letdown.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Here's Jones to throw. Now a screen going to be set up for Singletary. And they'll work this close to a 1st down, maybe just a tad short. 3rd and a yard. From the gun, it's Jones. He's got his tight end. That's Johnson. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. Athletic training staff's going to take a look, but this is a problem late in the season. Down at the 12. It's 1st and 10. Again, it's Jones. He pulls it in around the 5. And he will score. Wan'Dale Robinson. Touchdown, New York. Well, Greg, really down to the point where every possession they need to score, and they get a touchdown here to stay alive.
Mike, I like what I'm seeing out of this team. They find themselves down big late, but there's no quit. They're continuing to fight back, and they got a chance to make this one a 2-possession game here late.
And he will get in for the 2. They open up the bag of tricks on the goal line and add a pair of points. After the touchdown, it's Groupie to kick this one away. Williams now to return. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The Lions offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And with the season winding down, thoughts turn to postseason awards. You can't avoid the conversation. You'd have to say he is at least among those who should be considered for MVP. And he'll only get it to the 26-yard line, setting up second and long.
At the 26, a gain of a yard, brings up 2nd and 9.
They'll run with Gibbs. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
All the qualities that make a good safety are seen on display on this play. Speed, pursuit, and then the intensity and the strength at the point of contact for the tackle to keep this ball carrier to no gain. That is a complete safety play.
And that is incomplete.
When you get the ball in this situation, what you're looking to do is not only end the drive with a touchdown to put the game away, but you'd love to chew up some clock. So with that incomplete pass now likely putting an end to this series, that's a big opportunity for them to try to close this game out. You know, more often than not in the NFL, games are won based on who wins critical downs. Well, that 4th down attempt right there was exactly that, and this defense came up huge for a big-time 4th down stop.
And a good effort there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
That'll be caught by the running back, Singletary. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. Jones going to try and throw on 3rd down. That is intercepted. That's the safety, Kirby Joseph. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
It's not often, Mike, that everything breaks right for this type of return off of an interception. But boy, is it beautiful when it does. I mean, look at the defenders just flip around and become blockers, trying to spring their guy to the house. Great athleticism, some great moves on his part. I mean, he's going to have some of his offensive teammates looking over their shoulder for their position.
2 minutes remain in the 4th quarter. Greg and I back for the conclusion in a moment. They face 2nd down and 7. The Lions called their first timeout. Goff with the give to Montgomery. And we'll see a timeout used by the defense, stopping it right out of the break. 1:57 to go in the game. On 3rd down, they go with Gibbs. And now at 1:52, the defense will pull the plug there as they take a timeout. Ball down to the 16-yard line, and it's 1st and 10. Now a give to Gibbs, running right, and he'll take this down to about the 15. The Giants going to call their 3rd and final timeout, and they'll get together prior to this 2nd down play. Goff gives it to Gibbs. And the Lions are going to have it 1st and goal. They'll take this one down to about the 3-yard line.
This is the moment in the game, Mike, where it really matters to have a run game. You find yourself winning here late. You want to try to run the clock out and finish with the ball. And boy, do they ever. Give credit to this offensive line and running back. They came through when their team needed.
And he will score again. Jahmyr Gibbs. Touchdown, Lions. That is his 3rd touchdown of the afternoon. And and make it 3 touchdowns. Now, remember, he caught the one earlier. That his second rushing touchdown of the game.
And Mike, this is what every offense is searching for out of the running back position. Can you impact the game equally on the ground as you can through the air? And that's exactly what this guy has done so far today.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Here's Nixon on the return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense and Daniel Jones ready to get going once more. And this defense has really had their way so far, intercepting him twice, forced into a number of bad throws, and generally the D has just made it tough to operate all game long. Here's 1st and 10. Jones. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
One of those plays where you like the idea, you just don't like the execution. I didn't feel the quarterback was overly comfortable in the pocket. Footwork a little bit sloppy. All of a sudden now the pass is a little less accurate and an opportunity for a big shot. You end up falling short.
And that is incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball. This has really been the story of this entire game, Mike. I mean, this pass rush has had the advantage over the offense pretty much from the jump. And they've already recorded a couple of sacks, a handful of close calls, and it's the pressure in the backfield is why this team finds themselves with the lead here late in this ballgame.
And out of bounds he goes, just shy of midfield. Again, they'll throw with Jones. Right back to Johnson. He's got it again. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. Play action now. It's Jones. That's tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Xavier Howard. And the Lions force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27-yard line.
When you find yourself in this situation, Mike, you're on defense, you're defending your own goal line, you got to take some chances. You got to try to force a turnover and make a play and get off the field. That's exactly what this defender did. Takes a chance, bets on himself, and comes away with a pick to save them some points.
Here's Gibbs. And he tries to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not happen here. He's going to lose a yard. Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. A run up the middle, it's Gibbs. And this defense up to the task there. Gain of just 2, and it's 3rd down. So it's a win here for the Lions. They're able to erase the memories from a week ago. Game they really did struggle in. It looked like a different group here as they respond with a solid victory. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. It's a win for the Lions as we say so long from downtown Detroit.